All right, so now we have Eric Dunkel with us. Am I saying that right, Dunkel? Is that the correct pronunciation?
Yep, that's correct.
Awesome. Graphic designer. I think how we kind of got onto his work was the Color Rush concept jerseys. And ever since then, I think they've just been blowing up on social media, and your other stuff is kind of just getting love all over the place. So we definitely wanted to talk to him. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
No, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, man.
For sure,
Appreciate
man.
it.
I guess just to get started, what's your general graphic design background? How'd you get into it? And then how did kind of hockey end up becoming a part of that?
Sure. So I went to college up in Michigan, Lawrence Tech University, and I studied product design there, which is, pretty much anything you can buy in a store. We draw up concepts or do models, stuff like that. Anything from like furniture, TVs, cars, stuff like that. And I got my start in furniture and automotive. And then from there, I've been a hockey player my whole life. I've been playing since I was, 4 or 5 years old. And I recently wanted to do, a career change. So I decided to combine two things that I love doing and, sports design.
Very cool. Very cool. Did you ever get to do any cars that you were proud of or anything like that?
No, everything I did in automotive was just like real small stuff, like just like components for suppliers and things like that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. And it was the same thing with furniture.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of like the sad reality of product design is that there are a lot of jobs out there where you get to design the actual product, but there's a whole lot more jobs where you're designing little pieces and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. I know a couple of us have an engineering design background, and Jacob could attest to it too, where you're working on like a bridge, but you're like maybe designing like the bolt.
Yeah,
for the
tiny
bridge.
thing. Yeah,
for sure. So that's cool. One of the first things that I think too, aside from the Color Rush jerseys, that kind of I think got a lot of people's attention, definitely mine too, was the All-Star concept for the 2021 series.
That's the first thing that I saw, the Miami Vice jerseys.
Yeah. Those are sick. Those
Super
are awesome.
sick.
So I guess just to get started there, what kind of got you to think about those and do the concept there?
Really, it was just hearing about the NHL deciding to bring the games down to Miami. And I've always loved the Miami Vice jerseys. So I naturally just wanted to do something like that for the NHL. It's something that the NBA loves to do, where they bring out a lot of crazy colors, and the NHL doesn't do that.
Right.
So I figured it would just be something fun.
That's true, because I guess they really don't do. Sometimes they'll get fancy with their warm-up jerseys, but they don't really play any. The Hurricanes have their Whalers night, stuff like that. But other than that,
such a boring
standard.
The NHL is extremely boring. It's all red, black, and blue.
Yeah, for real.
Definitely.
I think 2 out of every 3 teams has black, blue, or red in their colors.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I was a fan of obviously a lot of Hurricanes bias here, but when we started wearing our home jerseys on the road, you got to see a couple, like we'd be wearing our reds, another team wearing their blues and stuff.
Yeah.
Just getting something more than just like the white aways.
Shouts out
color
Dundon.
for home.
Yeah.
So definitely big fan of that. So did you with the Color Rush thing? Did you kind of like take what the NFL was doing almost and just try to apply your own spin on it for hockey and kind of go into that?
The main difference that I had was, I obviously I got the name from the NFL Color Rush, but more than anything, it was the NFL focuses on one singular color, and I personally didn't like that. I feel like for a Color Rush, you should just be taking whatever colors that team has, all of the colors, and just try to apply them in different ways. Maybe something that gives it more vibrancy, or just a different way than the team has used the colors before. I've made quite a few black jerseys. I think it was 6 or 7 black jerseys, but the goal with each of those was to basically make the black not even the focal point. You know what I mean? So, you look at those black jerseys and you're seeing those bright pops of colors in each jersey. It's not really something that's focused on the black, like say the San Jose alternate jersey. You know, it's that jersey is basically all black with those tiny little bits of teal, very, very little white. That's something I really didn't want to do for this.
So did you
Definitely,
have a favorite? I'm sorry, Josh.
Well, I was going to say, and to your point, you look at the San Jose one you did, and it's exactly the opposite of that black with a little bit of teal popping. It's all teal. And actually, Jacob had said before we started recording, it actually is the same color as our EASHL club.
It's true,
so
yeah.
Shouts out. Love the blue and the orange, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Teal
Awesome.
and orange.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, they really don't utilize the orange. And I came to realize doing these concepts, the fan base really doesn't like the orange.
Yeah.
They're wrong.
Yeah.
I personally like it, but you might have saw on Twitter, you know, I posted a second version, and I did that for a couple of the teams. With that San Jose one, I replaced the orange with their silver. And I think for Minnesota, it was originally a red jersey. I changed it to green. You know, just a couple different versions.
Yeah.
Man of the people. That Minnesota one is nasty, too. That one
For
is
real.
sick.
The Minnesota one's probably my favorite of all of them I've seen.
I was thinking the Yotes one is pretty sick.
Good.
Yeah.
All the Western Conference ones.
That one is bad.
Yeah, it does seem like I did enjoy the Western Conference much more than the East. Do you do you favor, you know, one conference over the other jersey wise?
No, I mean, I'm an Eastern Conference guy. It really just came down to the West has more unconventional colors than the East.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There's a lot of red and blue over here on the East.
Yeah.
A lot of red and blue.
Yeah, the East very much favors red, blue, and black. And you know,
black.
the West is unique just because they're all newer teams, and there's just a lot more color over there.
Yep.
Good point. That's for sure.
So did you have a personal favorite jersey that you made? I don't know if maybe a personal team that you love or.
Sure. So I'm probably split between. I really liked my Colorado jersey, and trying to think in the East. That's tough. I really liked Washington. I really liked doing that Washington jersey because I hate the current jerseys they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of Caps fans don't like those jerseys.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed doing the Capitals one. But I had fun doing pretty much all of them. You know, there were a few that I had a lot of trouble with, but you know, certain ones I might have, 5, 6 revisions, on my computer, different revisions.
So when you say you had trouble with some, was that trying to find something unique to do with what they are, like basing off what they have, or?
Yeah. So, I mean, more than any team, I mean, just teams in general, the original 6 is very hard to do.
Yeah.
Very basic.
Yeah. They're all very, very basic, very traditional. So doing something that was a little bit different, but not too crazy different, that was a pretty hard line to toe. Trying to think, out of the original 6, probably the one I had the hardest time with was either Detroit or Montreal. Those two took a long time.
Right.
I believe that.
I was thinking Montreal when you were talking about that, just because you look at all their jerseys, it's pretty much the same thing with tiny little tweaks.
Yep.
Well, in Detroit, you only have red and white to work with.
That's true.
And even then, that Detroit one turned out pretty unique too, given the not much to work with.
That's a pretty heavy throwback to the Cougars, which was the team back in the I believe it was the 19. I don't remember. I want to say 30s or 40s, something like that.
Sure. We wouldn't know.
Yeah. So it was just a throwback to the Cougars mostly. And I just, kind of ghosted out the stripes, kind of like a, I don't know, legacy callback, I guess.
Gotcha.
And I love the dot, like the square around the C too. It's real clean looking jersey.
Real clean.
Yeah, that's something else Detroit does that's unique, is they have the C on the right side of the jersey rather than the left.
Yeah.
And I believe you guys do that on your alternates too, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I think we flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
So and then talking about having a tough time with some of them too. Was that true for Carolinas? Because it doesn't look like there wasn't much difference there between kind of what the original alternate is and how it is.
With Carolina, I do like the new alternate, but I wanted to add a little bit more to it. Like with the Carolina alternate, I don't understand just having. I like the logo, but it's just, it looks so weird just being this like skinny little thing that goes up the whole jersey,
Yeah.
So I wanted to mix it in with the old logo, the old third logo, and that was really it. I just combined their old alternate with the new alternate.
Gotcha.
And again, I mean, like you were talking about, it's all red, black, and white, so there's not really a crazy color to do with the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I mean, I tried. That's another jersey that I had a hard time with. I must have 3 or 4 different versions on my computer of that one too.
Maybe if they would have come up with more logos over the years, there'd be
That's
more
true.
diversity to work with. But yeah, they haven't had much as far as like the 3 different ones at most.
Yeah,
Like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have had. Yeah, I mean 3 logos. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And we scrapped that one from the old alternates too. So.
Yeah.
But,
tropical expression. So with I mean, obviously we found out about you through Twitter and other random like social media websites. Has that kind of, I mean, were you expecting this kind of blow up once you started doing these?
No, definitely not. I mean, it blew up with the All-Star jerseys. That's really what got it started. But I mean, I didn't expect this at all. I mean, I think I started my accounts in October, and I really didn't start posting anything until around December, January. So it's been a pretty quick, big blow up. I mean, it's been pretty awesome. But there
definitely
were a lot
speaks
of
to the talent, man, for sure.
No, I appreciate it. I really do. I mean, I can't be more appreciative than I am now with just how much support I've gotten. It's been great.
Yeah, and I saw so it looked like something on I was looking at the Twitter earlier today. Are you producing that Pittsburgh one?
Yeah, so I did so that script logo that's on the chest, that was my design. So I just took off the Penguins logos, took off any NHL, Adidas logos, and it's completely legal to manufacture.
Oh, that's cool.
It's sick, yeah.
Yeah, so that is being manufactured. It's being manufactured by Bar Down Creative.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
They're gonna be pretty cool. I think it's full stitch, full stitch embroidered. So it's gonna be pretty high quality. I'm looking forward to seeing how they turn out.
That's
sick. Yeah. Is that the only one that has plans to be manufactured?
At the moment, I'm looking into the All-Star jerseys for next year.
Nice.
But I believe those would be pretty legal to do, but I got to look into it, make sure it's airtight.
Do your homework on that.
It'd be sick too if somehow you got connected with the NHL, because I've got to assume that someone in their office has at least seen in passing at least one of the jerseys that you've made. So it'd be really cool if they just kind of incorporated that, and actually, because I'm assuming they don't actually have those jerseys released yet, like what they're going to look like next year.
No, I'd imagine they'll probably start on that around season start.
Yeah. Have you had anybody like reach out to you and wanting to you to commission something? Like I saw that you do some like ball hockey teams and like lower level beer league teams.
So
stuff
I mean,
like that.
I've gotten quite a bit of freelance business lately. It's been some college teams, some high school teams, a lot of junior teams, and like I said, men's leagues. Men's leagues probably the majority of the business. But not too long ago, I got contacted by a NHL player.
Oh, nice!
No way.
Yeah, so I'm working on a project. I can't really say who it is or what it's for right now, but
is it like for? Can you say is it for the team that he plays for, or is it for like a charity league or
separate project?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but
so that's awesome.
really
That's great.
came
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it was a big surprise, and I was completely shocked the morning I saw the message. So I mean, it's been pretty cool.
I was
Hell
gonna
yeah.
say, I imagine that's one of those like double take on the phone things, reloaded. Like, is this guy really messaging me right now?
That's pretty
Yeah.
much it. Is this his real account?
Yeah. Am I getting
Is he-
trolled right
Is
now?
he verified? Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah, verified. Yeah,
Very cool.
That's
That's awesome, though.
yeah, that's
Well,
sweet.
So we were talking, I guess, so you're in Michigan. You went to school in Michigan. Are you a Red Wings fan, or who is like your team?
So I am a Red Wings fan, but I'm originally from Pittsburgh, so
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
Penguins fan.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha. Well, that makes sense.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So who's
So-
your favorite jersey then?
My favorite jersey currently in the league.
Yeah.
Phew. That's tough. I own a lot of Canucks jerseys.
Really?
Have some sick jerseys.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of different
Um,
colors, a lot of variations over the years.
Yeah, they've done a lot of different things. Probably the Canucks. I mean, I've always liked the flying skate jerseys.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I got a yellow one. I think they only made that jersey I think for 1 year, the yellow variation of the flying skate. And that's one of my favorite jerseys of all time. I got a beret version of that.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice jersey.
Are the powder blues your favorite Penguin jersey?
No,
Really? I like them.
no. I mean, I like the powder blues. I think they're really cool, but it's not my favorite Pens look.
Yeah.
I mean,
What about those Stadium Series Steeler jerseys?
the ones that were just black and yellow,
Yeah.
they were okay. I definitely liked them more than the Flyers jerseys.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, they were cool. Personally, my favorite Pens look is the ones they're rocking right now, the '91 throwbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
I really don't think they can beat it. I think they're probably just going to stick with that for a long, long time.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Very cool. Very cool.
If you could take like one jersey in the league right now, one team's jersey, and redesign it yourself, whose jersey would you change?
If I could just redo the entire brand, probably the Capitals. Yeah, they just need a complete overhaul, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The
I mean, I like the-
Capitals,
I would agree.
I like the old logos with the Capitol building on it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was always my
stuff's
favorite.
cool.
Do theirs and then do the Hurricanes next because they need one too.
Yeah,
I do think the Hurricanes need a rebrand.
Yeah.
I think you guys would be much better off going with the flag logo for home and away and everything. You know,
yeah.
I've always agreed with that for sure.
Get rid of the toilet bowl logo.
the toilet bowl eye looking logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about time to retire it.
The,
What's next on your plate, man? You got any other big projects coming up or?
Yeah, so I recently made a little update on Twitter. I think it was a week or two ago, but the next thing I'm looking into is defunct teams. So NHL teams and WHA teams.
Nice.
And what's cool about that is that a lot of those trademarks are dead. Which means that I could redesign logos, redesign jerseys, and potentially sell them.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
Very
that's
sick.
what I'm looking into right now is just some of those old WHA and really old NHL teams. That Pittsburgh jersey, actually, that's a little bit of a throwback to the Pittsburgh Pirates, which was the original Pittsburgh team back in I think it was 1910s.
Well, even the Pirates, the MLB team, that script looks very similar too. I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah, so that was something I actually designed that logo right around the time that they unveiled their new jerseys. But I mean, it was a happy coincidence. You know, I wasn't. You know, it was. I personally love that new look that they got. The new Pirates uniforms. I think it's sweet. I've always liked script logos like that. Much better than the blocky logos they used to use.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, dude. So thank you so much for your time, man. One thing too, I want to shout out the Twitter poll with the Color Rush jerseys. You have fans voting.
Yep.
Kind of like a Stanley Cup final situation. You got Colorado, which was one of your favorites. Looks awesome. Going against Buffalo, which is also a dope one.
Yeah, I do really like that one.
Whole day left of voting in that, right?
Yeah, so I left that one up for a little while. I think it's a 2 or 3 day poll.
Go vote.
But at the moment, I can't really do anything with manufacturing. I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, manufacture the winner," but I mean, I'd have to come up with some logos, which I'm definitely thinking about doing. I could end up potentially doing that, is make a custom logo and see if I can't manufacture one. But at the moment, I'm just focused on that Pittsburgh jersey, getting that finished and out the door. But the winner of that little competition, I will be doing jersey swaps on. So people who've been looking for, full kit designs and things like that, they'll at least be able to see the winner.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of people asking for full kits, but unfortunately it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And doing that for 30 teams, it just would take too damn long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, the polls and the jerseys and stuff has been a very breath of fresh air with all of the quarantining and no actual hockey. So it's been a lot of a point of a lot of conversation between the four of us. So definitely appreciate you doing it and coming on the pod.
I really appreciate you guys having me, man. It's been great.
Of course.
And we're gonna link all your stuff, but if you want to go ahead and plug anything you want to plug, like your socials or anything, go ahead and do that now.
Yeah.
So I'm E Dunkel Designs. It's EDUNKEL Designs. If you just type that into Google, you'll find me. First search result on Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on Reddit, Behance, all sorts of things. So you can, like I said, just plug that into Google and you'll find me.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Good shit.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Eric.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, have a good one, guys.
You too.